Hi, everyone, and welcome to Trades of the Week with myself, another event, Keith Sullivan. Now, today is very amazing. It's going to be a brilliant session, as usual, and we're going to cover many different topics today. Have we bottomed out in the market? So are we going to see this continuation of the bull markets? And some analysts actually argue that we have, and that the true market value should be higher. So the market's currently undervalued. We'll discuss that today. And regarding to cryptos, Luna 2.0 has launched. And should you be buying? Should you not be buying? That is something we'll dive into today. And before we get started here, something very important. It's very hard to navigate in this turmoil in the market. It's going down, up. It's so volatile. And we want to support you in that. Therefore, we put together a training for you, a Stock Market Masterclass, the 11th of June, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the afternoon. It's a full day event. The link will be here somewhere around you below. Make sure you register and claim that spot. It's free. It's going to be with Marcus and Maria himself, who has more than 20 years of experience from investing and trading. So you will absolutely learn from one of the world's best. So take the opportunity now and register. So with that being said, let's dive into it. So in front of us, what we can see is Airbnb. So this is the first buffalo we're seeing at the moment. And we have actually made a profit here of 4%. We kept lowering the stop loss. And then now when the price turned around, we now got out with a 4% profit. So congratulations if you were in it. So I think we're due for a moo, Keith. Moo. Very good. You've been practicing, I can hear. So then we're going to go into the next one, which is Pfizer. We have risen our stop loss up to a 2%, or sorry, to a 1% profit. We are roughly 1.5% in profit. Stop loss currently at 1% to lock in that profit. Let's hope it continues higher. Next up is BRY, the same there. Wow. Okay. We've put our stop loss the same here, 1% in profit. Hopefully it continues higher and we'll keep following with the stop loss. So the market seems to have gained a little bit of momentum here. And the same goes for THG, where we moved our stop loss currently to break even. So we cannot really lose anything there. So that also looking very, very good, I think. And hopefully today we have another day when it goes up. And before we dive into the two new ones, Keith, what is happening in the market and is it really undervalued?
Great question there, Dennis. So in regards to the market, it's all about what is the institutions and the investors' view on the market? Are we now seeing the bottom and are we now undervalued? So as you've seen over the last few days, our US 30, so our Dow Jones, our NASDAQ and the S&P 500 all have positive moving days, meaning people now have been buying. So investors now are seeing that the market itself is around 12% below fair value. Now, what's that mean? It just basically means where is the value of the market, so where it should be valued at, and where is it currently? And they are looking at 12% below. Now, with that being said, institutions need to invest their money. They have to make some sort of profits, even in bearish moves. So they are looking at fair valued stocks, which can protect their portfolio. And the stocks that they've been currently looking at is the likes of, and we spoke about this over the last few weeks, actually, HD, Home Depot. They are looking at Pfizer as an investment opportunity, General Motors, and they are looking at MRK. Now, with MRK and Pfizer, as we've seen, the market has just been bullish. Okay, so there's no real investment opportunities there. But with HD, Home Depot, and General Motors, there is a good opportunity in regards to the investment because the market is 20, 30, 40% down in some of these cases. So if institutions are saying these stocks are undervalued and it's our time to buy, what do you think we're going to do? As long as it's fundamentally strong and we're following a strategy, remember the strategy, we're going to buy as well, as long as it follows the strategy rules. And with HD and General Motors, they do follow the FCA rules. So that's number one. Now, it is looking positive. Everyone's believing that the market has now bottomed out and we are seeing bullish momentum. But the question is this now the continuation up to an all-time high, or is it known as a relief rally, meaning the market's just pulling back to entice people to buy, and then they shoot the market down again? So investors are looking at this and potentially looking at this as a relief rally short term, so they can start taking profit in their long positions that they've been in for a while. Now, why do they believe this is a relief rally? Number one, the overall market is still very, very fearful. Why is the market fearful? And there's a couple of reasons. We've spoke about the Ukraine situation. We've spoke about what's happening in China with supply chains. But another bit of news that has come out is all about GDP. Now, GDP shows us the growth of the economy, okay? And they do it quarter on quarter. So the first quarter was actually negative 1.5%. So the overall economy actually shrunk by 1.5% in quarter one of this year. And now they're potentially looking at another minus this quarter. Once again, we haven't finished the quarter. We need to wait for the quarter to finish. But it is seen as two negative GDP quarters would show somewhat of a recession. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you. What I'm looking at is if this is potentially going to happen, what then is going to happen with the stock market and what do we need to do? So that's the first thing. But we won't know that for a couple of weeks, okay, because the quarter's not finished. The second part of news is the Federal Reserve, the ones that are increasing the interest rates and actually dictating what the economy is doing. They are looking at something known as quantitative tightening, okay? And this is basically where they have assets on their balance sheet that they are selling off. So they're looking to take off 90 billion, that's 90 billion each month until September. So they're looking to take it off their balance sheet. Now, are these companies they've invested into? Not really. It's mainly bonds that they've invested into. But historically, when the Federal Reserve does quantitative tightening, it has a negative effect on the stock market. So this is an interpretation where we may see that the market may continue to fall. Now, this is all interpretation. We can't be 100% sure until the market gives us evidence, until the structure of the market changes. But right now, we're in a great opportunity. If the market does continue up, our VCAs that we've already invested into, we should start seeing some profits being generated. So that is really what I've got. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is, after last week's Federal Reserve meeting, they are still very, very positive on what the economy is doing. They're saying retail sales is still increasing. They are saying that even though inflation has been highest it's been for decades, it's now realistically topped out. We can't predict that. And they're also saying that the employment status of the US is very strong as well. So with all that being said, we're still in the same positions. We're still looking at VCA. So we're accumulating, keeping an eye on the market, but we're also being hedged with Buffalo long and shorts. So Dennis, anything else to add there?
No, I think that was a perfect summary. And even though the market has started to retrace a bit, we can also see here in the fear and greed index that we are at extreme fear. We continue to be in extreme fear, which usually, if we are contrarians, means that, we should buy when people are fearful, we should sell when people are greedy. It is good to keep an eye on this. And the last thing I want to mention here, and I think you said brilliantly, right? We have had a retracement. This retracement could go further, but looking at the weekly chart, we can see, right? Ever since a long time ago, the market's general direction is up. So therefore, as long as you buy into quality companies, could be something like that, could go a bit lower. But as long as we buy into quality companies, then it's just a matter of time. And you need to be able to be in minus for a little bit. And money will move from the impatient to the patient. That's just how the market works. And therefore, it's also really important to use a strategy. That's where it comes in handy to invest as it goes lower to get your average price down. Because if you loved to buy Apple at $200, why wouldn't you really love it at $50 as an example? But that's where the emotions come in, and that of course is when we are here to support you. So comment below, what are you doing now, and did you get the profits on Airbnb on that downturn, the 4%? And we are also in profit on 3 long ones. So now we're only in long ones, which is why we want to add 2 shorting opportunities as well. The same one is Physicians Reality Trust, which currently is hovering around the resistance. So we want to place an order on this, a good, nice 3-to-1 reward risk ratio. We have a good, nice red candle, which is very important. And then the next one is NABL. We were actually placed an order on this before, but it just continued higher. So we had to cancel that. But now we are up at the next level of resistance, which I think looks really good. And what I really like about this is that you do have a level of resistance over here. And we want to put our stop loss a little bit above that. I think that's really important. And just because if it does, I think if price will turn, it will turn somewhere around here. Otherwise, it will just continue higher. So I think that's going to be awesome. So those are the two, DOC and NABL. So now let's jump into cryptos as well. I think that the crypto market has also seen a small break higher, right? We haven't seen any big movement at the moment. However, we saw something similar over here, even though this period was a little bit longer, where we saw it's just going sideways until we finally got a small breakout here, a nice green big candle. And we have seen something similar now. I'm not saying this is the turning point, could just, like he said earlier, be a relief rally. So something like this, where it just makes another move higher and then continues down. We will see. But longer term, we're really bullish and positive on Bitcoin. And one thing I want to just show you today is if we look at the weekly chart and we add the 200 daily moving averages, this is an indicator showing you the last 200 days move, the average price of the previous 200 candles. In this sense, it means the last 200 week, the average movement of the last 200 weeks. Now, a lot of people are looking at this. So as you can see, the price has never gone below this, from its inception. Well, I mean, from June 15th, but it's been a support all the way for cryptos. And now, yeah, we could continue, maybe go sideways a bit, and then maybe it's inevitable, but then towards the next halving, which will come, that will take the price a lot higher. Or maybe we do go down, and this here, by the way, will continue like this. So it could be that we go sideways and go down to this and then bounces and builds from there. Could be something like that, but no, it doesn't really matter how and what will happen, because we think that cryptos, it's just a matter of time. And now you just need to be patient and wait. You cannot need the money at this moment. You need to be patient. And if you can put more money, maybe you have a monthly allocation you put into it, that is awesome. So do make sure you look into that. But a few positions we're looking at, because there are some news in the crypto market that I think are worth highlighting. And the first one, of course, is Luna. So Luna has been revived, and they have created Luna 2.0. And the first day of trading, it fell down 70% or so. And people, I mean, I had roughly on one of my accounts, 1,000 invested in Luna when it was roughly $90 or something like that. And I got $20 worth of Luna 2.0 because you all got an airdrop. So you didn't get a lot, right? And we'll see. Now, Do Kwon, who is the CEO, has now, and it does not mean this will happen again, but he has now driven 2 projects, and maybe 3 even, to zero. And hopefully this will be the exception when it goes up, but we are not buying this at the moment. We are monitoring the situation, see what happens with this, and it's just a little bit risky at the moment. That being said, you could of course use a small cap strategy and have it as one of those if you really believe in the project and the team behind it. But I will let his record speak for himself a little bit. But I think it's amazing, though, that he is trying, right? He is trying to take part in building this new infrastructure, a new world that is being created. But that's our take on Luna at this moment. And looking at Bitcoin here, it is, even though it has recovered a bit, I think it's awesome that it has. It's finally we're seeing some positive movements, might move in conjunction with the stock market. But some other news that I think are worth just to bring up here is that now when the Luna situation happened is that the US Fed, right, the Federal Reserve, they are now pushing for stronger crypto regulations, which I think is due. It's going to happen sooner or later. But this is interesting. GameStop, they have actually launched their own wallet as well. So GameStop was one of these companies that got really pumped by the retail investors, and they said they really tricked the institutions they lost billions and millions of dollars. And this new wallet they're creating is based on the Ethereum blockchain. And speaking about Ethereum, they are actually going to hopefully launch and move over to proof of stake as early as in October, which could ignite the next move for the bull market as well. So we will see. But I think that's really, really interesting. And GameStop will actually even launch an NFT marketplace in Q2 of this year as well, which is interesting. That should happen very, very soon even. And NFT is really a big hype at the moment. So both eBay and OpenSea. OpenSea is one of the bigger NFT platforms, if not the biggest. But both them and eBay will launch NFT marketplaces. So OpenSea will launch a new marketplace, which will be assets outside of cryptos. But eBay is launching their own NFT collection as well. It's all happening. It's being built in front of our eyes. And with this rally, the same thing here. The market is super fearful at the moment. So I think that it's the same there. As long as you use a strategy, I think this is the time to buy when the market has fallen a lot. It's not the time to buy when the market is really high. So that's pretty much the updates there on cryptos. And so we're in this for the long game. And there's two projects I do want to mention today. One is Phantom. Phantom is down 88%. Now, it has fallen a lot because they also have an algorithmic stable coin, exactly like Luna had. So this really got hammered because of that situation as well. So we'll see how this develops. But I think that Phantom has some really good potential. And as a small cap, I think it's good being down 88% from the high. Great first entry. Second one is BNB, which is a lot safer, I would say. This is one that could go into CCA. We were in this before. We took some profits here when it went up. And what you can see here is that it's down 52%. And what I love about BNB is that it's deflationary, which means they're burning coins. So you can imagine when demand goes up, but they keep burning coins, so that what is that called? Demand, so the supply is becoming less and less. The price should inevitably go up. And we actually did that. It did go up a lot in January here in 2021 when we got that ignition to the next bull phase, but now it's just gone sideways ever since. So a great time to be looking at BNB as well, I think, which is really built upon one of the biggest exchanges in the world. So that's really it for cryptos today, everyone. So Keith, anything you want to add before we swiftly jump into the VCA section?
No, so in regards to crypto, I made an update, and as we've seen that there may now be a potential bottom for the market. People are looking to really start coming into the market, but once again, we can't really go, this is now where the bull market starts. We can't say that until we see evidence structurally. Now, there's a lot of developments behind the scenes with cryptocurrency. As Dennis says, Ethereum 2.0 could be a massive development over the next few months. You're seeing Bitcoin still being El Salvador's safe haven, and they actually done a meeting in El Salvador with world leaders on utilizing cryptocurrency as a payment method, as a native currency, which I think is amazing. So it's really bringing it into the mainstream. And there's just a lot of opportunities out there, but it's just all about following that strategy and not over risking in the portfolio. With the likes of Luna, because we are diversified, we only lost a small proportion of the portfolio, unlike people who invest all their money into Luna. So just make sure you are diversified, because in this type of bearish move, there's going to be a lot of fear, so a lot of selling, so a lot of the coins may fall even more. So just follow the strategy, be diversified, and then when the bull market comes, we're all going to be on yachts, right, Dennis? We're all going to be on the yacht, drinking cocktails and having fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. And do a lot of kite surfing. Looking forward to that. Great. So yeah, let's jump into the end. By the way, comment below, what are you getting into now? When we have this big move down, Phantom down 88%, BNB 52%, and many others as well. What are you getting into? So what I want to look at here, we have a lot of greens here, which is very nice, but we are down on most of these positions. So we have been adding, just look over your portfolio here. We've been adding to some of the entries. So minus 78% on Beyond Meat as an example. Adobe minus 45% is starting to go up. So we're closing in on break even. So just look over your portfolios, I think. And I think Coinbase will really benefit from the moves higher as well. So minus 68% is where we enter. We're a bit in profit currently. So hopefully we can take profit on that soon. And the one we're adding today is Garmin Ltd. Now, the reason we're adding Garmin is because they have a great income, positive earnings per share over the next couple of years, positive return on assets, positive return on investment, and return on equity. And one key factor, they have no debt as well, which is really important. So it is down 40% from the high, and a great first entry. Hopefully we can catch this when it goes higher. And for those of you who don't know, they produce mainly activity trackers, sport watches, and they're really aiming to enhance the environment for running, water sport, goal cycling, and all of that sort of things. So they have become a really big brand and one of the leaders in that space as well. And we want to invest into the market leaders. So that is pretty much it, everyone. So comment below as well. What do you think? Are you getting into any of these? Have you averaged down on your positions following the strategies? Very important. Okay, and please, guys, do not forget that we have the Stock Market Masterclass, the 11th of June, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it's completely free. So make sure you register below so you can learn these very strategies that we are looking at here, that we're teaching you, so you get that foundation to start investing in the stock market. And there's such an exceptional time to do that now, and we want to support you in that. So before we jump into the ending bit, we want to have a look at the results. So with Buffalo today, we got stopped out on Airbnb, got a 4% profit, which is awesome. But when it comes to VCA, we're still up 1,025%, CCA 1,510%, small cap 4,320% on the money invested. So we really hope you enjoyed the trades of the week this week, and comment below, are you getting these results as well? So even though the markets have been going down, we still managed to close 4% on the portfolio, which is great, right? So we can always make sure we're hedged and always make sure that we can get into these different opportunities and make money no matter where the market is going. So if you enjoy these videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also the like button, of course. And do not forget to press the alarm bell so you get notified, because we are going to be back like every single week. We're never going to leave this. Well, never say never, I guess, but we're going to be back next week giving you these updates to keep you motivated, keep you inspired, to keep you going. That's what coaches and mentors are for. So with that being said, we're really looking forward, of course, seeing you on next week's Trades of the Week. So have an amazing week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.